for this week's show, I'm pleased to be joined in the first segment of Motivations to Change an Art Project. First, the art therapist at Elizabeth High School, Miss Christina Pineros. Welcome, Christina, to the show.
Thank you.
And Miss Sarah Mustafa,
Hi.
right, who is a senior at Elizabeth High School.
Exactly.
Correct, Sarah?
Yes.
So it's good to be with you, and I'm happy that you've taken the time out of your schedule to be here. And Christina, you and Sarah are going to tell us a little bit about an exciting art awareness program that's going on at the high school. So shall we start with you, Christina?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, I want to start telling you about the YES program. The Youth Enrichment Services is a youth-based program that encourages students to graduate and become productive members of the community and society. And we are there for the students to support them. As part of the YES program activities, we did this project called Motivations to Change, where the students explore creativity and imagination.
And what was involved in this project? Did you originate this idea?
Yes. Basically, what I wanted was to create a project to encourage students for a positive future. So basically, I wanted them to express themselves through art and express their challenges that they're going through or they were going through before through art. Also, I wanted them to be able to have, the capacity to teach other kids about how they can learn about life skills through this art project. This project was funded by the Trinitas Health Foundation, and it was made in collaboration with Trinitas Regional Medical Center, which is part of the YES program is part of, and also the Elizabeth Board of Education.
And Christina, you've been doing this for a couple of years, right?
Yes, I started this project last year, but I wrote the grant. It took me almost like a year to write the grant.
So the grant made Motivations possible?
Yes, the grant from the Trinitas Health Foundation.
And dedication from you.
Yes, exactly.
Now, Sarah, I remember meeting you back in December.
Yes.
And I was at the high school for the artworks that were displayed, and you were one of the artists that were there, and I thank you. Did you get out of school to do this today? Because we taped during the day. So that's an exciting part for you, right, Sarah?
Exactly.
Now, have you always liked art, Sarah?
Yes. Art is one of my biggest passion. I really like doing art.
So from when you were a little, you're a young lady, but from when you were a really little girl, you like? Were you one of these people who would draw for like mom or dad or something at the table?
Yes. When I was little, I remember myself drawing little stick figures and everything. But now I draw at bigger scale.
And did you have any training, Sarah?
No. Yes,
Just-
I went to how we have art classes in the school. I did take 2 or 3 of art classes, but I never went to special training or anything.
And is this yours?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about this artwork?
The different colors of streams actually represent the difficulties and worries of our life, and you see how they all go around, and then a person can just drags in in these worries and difficulties. That's what this art represents, shows that how we have different. It's not only one kind of difficulties or worries. It's all different kind of challenges we go through.
And what possessed you to do something like that that's based on challenges? And
Okay.
I guess as a senior in high school, you have your own challenges, right, Sarah?
Well, I remember when I was doing it, I had my SAT practice. I had to go to the SAT practice classes, and then I was applying to the colleges. I thought it would be easy, but when the senior year came, everything went just so fast, and I had to do everything at once. So I think that was the biggest challenges at that time.
And Sarah, are all these lines symmetrical, or are they different? Does that show the different challenges, you think?
Yes, I think each line shows a different challenge.
And some are bigger and some are smaller?
Some are bigger, some are smaller. It's not like I draw it symmetrically. No, I just did it.
Christina, was this program limited to only original art?
Well, basically what we did was, the idea was that they were going to learn how to produce and manage an art show, but other things were involved. So we have different committees. We have a design committee, a committee that was going to be in charge of placing the artwork up on the walls. Also a committee that was going to help with the reception for the opening night of the art show. And we also have a committee for the video to produce. We actually produce a DVD, which we have a copy right here, and it was also made with the students about the process of the whole project. So all the project was made in collaboration also with different artists and different professionals that help us to set up the brochure, set up the video, edited the video, put some music, and that's
Now,
how
Christina, I didn't ask this question in the beginning, but since you're a very good teacher, are you also an artist? Do you like to do
Yeah,
this?
I am an artist myself. I am a painter and a printmaker, and I'm also going to get my license for professional counseling.
So, what
I'm
did you
a
take away
clinician.
from this project, Christina?
What really?
What satisfied you?
I think that the students, the kids were able to express themselves through art, and also they learn about resilience. They were able to, overcome all the difficulties because they did encounter challenges through the process too. And they were able to overcome these difficulties. They also visit different galleries. They learn from different artists. So I think it was a lot of decision making too for them. Like they needed to make decisions about their artwork, the materials, the colors.
So, is Sarah one of the more creative students? I find this
definitely.
extremely interesting. Yeah.
Yes, I also like her title. The title of her piece is Lights and Darks of Life, which represents what she was going through at that time. So I think they are.
But it's great colors, Sarah. I mean, you titled it Lights and Darks of Life, but it's also bright colors.
Yeah, bright
Yes.
A little bit of a contrast there, or a contradiction.
Yes.
So, Sarah, what are your favorite artists? Do you have any favorite artists?
I would say Vincent van Gogh is my favorite artist because throughout his life he faced many challenges. I mean, when he was alive, he wasn't well recognized for his work, right? His artwork was sold very expensive, but after his death, so he never saw anything in his life.
So, because it was after his death that
Yeah,
he became
it was after
extremely
his death,
popular.
yeah.
That's an interesting way to describe your favorite artist. So we're hopeful that doesn't work out for you that way. You're recognized while you're here, correct?
Yes.
That's the goal here. Do you think you'd repeat this again? Would you do this again? I mean, you're going to leave the high school, but would you paint again for a project like this?
I would. I definitely would, because it has taught me so many things. First, one of the things that I would say time management, because in the first 2 months I took so long to do it, and in the last week I was just running through it. So I think it taught me a lot of time management, and it's also good for the college resume and everything. I would recommend other students to do it too, because when you put it in your college application, colleges know that you're not only a good student academically, but you have also done something extra than that. So I think it's something good.
Have you painted anything else besides this, Sarah?
Yes.
You have. And Christina, can people still view the original artworks?
Unfortunately, no. The show came down on January, but what I wanted to tell you is that we have a brochure where everything, like the invitation was here, and also all the artwork, and the students that participated, they placed quotes. And if somebody's interested about getting a brochure or a DVD, they could contact me at the Youth Enrichment Services at 908-436-6657.
Christina, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us on the show. And Sarah, I want to wish you well in your college career.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you
hope
so
you
much.
make a choice on whatever college you go to. I'm sure you're going to be an asset to that college when you get there. And I hope in the future, Sarah, I get to see you and maybe some more art that you'll do. Thank you.
Hopefully. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Christina.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Mayor.
much.
For Sarah and Christina, please stay with us after these messages. We're back with more of Our City. Welcome back to Our City. For the second half of the show, I'm pleased to be joined by Councilwoman at Large Patricia Perkins-Auguste and the Director of Health and Human Services, Miss Krishna Garlick. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, we're here to talk about April, which is Autism Awareness Month. And Councilwoman, I understand that for our viewers, maybe you can share with us what autism is.
Autism is a complex disorder, and it's a brain development, I guess, for lack of a better word, when the brain is not developing or connecting properly for children. They begin, it's a social disorder. The child has a problem with difficulties in social interaction, verbal, non-communication, meaning they have a problem talking, speaking. They have a problem with their whole communication process.
Now, there's different issues on the spectrum,
Yes, it's
and
a-
not
It's a
not all
wide
kids
spectrum,
are. It's
yeah.
a wide spectrum. You could
Yeah.
be a little bit on it. You could be way on it. I don't know how they define it, but
It's like high functioning. You can be high functioning. You can be extremely nonverbal, meaning you cannot speak at all. You can speak. You can be very intelligent. And it's a very repetitive. So you're constantly doing the same thing over and over. The child exhibits some type of cut. Sorry.
No, that's right.
Sorry,
Keep going.
Sorry. Okay. The child exhibits repetitive behavior, whether it's bouncing a ball, saying the same thing over and over, clicking, flapping, all types of repetitive behavior.
And Christian, autism is something that in the last 10 years has been more focused as a society than it has been ever before. And we're doing some things this
Yeah.
year for the first time ever
Yeah.
to recognize Autism Awareness Month.
Yeah, so it was great. The city actually recognized April 2nd as Autism Awareness Day. So we wanted to make sure that we were able, as a city, to recognize that we have residents whose families are dealing with autism as a challenge in their home, and we wanted to recognize the achievement of children who have overcome their disability or disorder. So on April 30th, you will be hosting a pizza party in your office for children who have made some special achievement at their school. Oftentimes, children are going to a school outside of our school district because they have challenges around education, or it may be children who are in our school district that are just in separate classes or have some extra support, and we want to be able to recognize their achievements. And so we'll do that on April 30th.
And we're going to serve them pizza or something?
Yeah, we're going to serve them some pizza and some juice and water, and just really have them an opportunity to meet the mayor and be congratulated by the mayor and the councilwoman at large and recognized for their achievements. And anyone who's interested could actually call the office. They can call our office. We're going to keep a list, and that number is 908-820-4050.
And Councilwoman, are you aware of how many, I mean, I always read in the paper the ratio of kids 1 in 90, 1 in 70 in New Jersey. Are you aware of how many children are impacted by autism?
Well, New Jersey had the highest rate across the nation in terms of how many children are impacted. I believe the ratio was like 49-1 in the state of New Jersey. Here in the city of Elizabeth, I believe there have been identified close to 200 children who are on the spectrum and who are receiving, special care, whether it be speech therapy, occupational therapy, to get them back into the mainstream.
And that's always a struggle, and the
It
parents,
is, yeah.
some parents are paying attention, some are not. So it's a family thing, right? I mean,
It is a family
in
thing.
order to work,
Right.
you can't
Yeah.
rely on just the child.
No, you
Right.
cannot. Well, it has to be it's something that usually the family recognizes when the child is about 1.5 to 2.5 years old. Something just triggers in the child, whether it's from, some people claim it could be from the environment, it could be something that is genetic, or even, there's a lot of talk about it being from, which we don't want to say, but there's talk about it being from, I keep losing my train of thought, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Besides the environment, it could be genetic, it could be a lot of other
A
symptoms
lot of
as
other
well,
symptoms,
right?
yeah.
And Director,
Sorry.
the availability locally for families living with autism, not a lot out there.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I mean, I think locally it would be great if we could, do more through our partners with medical providers and, educational providers. But I think we're doing better than we have. And so Trinitas is obviously a partner who we rely on heavily here in Elizabeth and in Union County as a support system for those families facing any kind of disorder, but specifically also with autism. And then Autism New Jersey is also a source. But many of these programs happen, as Councilwoman and I were talking about, in Springfield and in other parts of the county rather than here in Elizabeth. And so we're trying to find a way to bring those sources locally to our residents, or and to let people know that those sources are available outside of the city, and this is a resource that we can help you to get access to.
Now, if a child goes, they have to go to their local school board, and then the parents have to work with the school board to find the right school, wherever that is?
Yeah, I think a lot of times, and Councilwoman could probably talk about this more so, but I do have a girlfriend who actually has gone through a similar situation. I think a lot of times is getting the initial assessment done to determine what the disorder is. And as Councilwoman talked about, your child's 1 or 2, and you see something that is just not right, and you can't put your finger on it about what it is, but you need the school system to then help you, and your medical professional to be able to help you to identify what that is, and make sure that the school is then doing proper testing and then getting the resources in place to be able to address the educational
This equally
development.
strikes different ethnicities, right? This is not
Absolutely.
prevalent in any one ethnicity
No,
in any
it's
way,
not.
shape, or form.
Not at all. Not at all. And we know that from the number of families that have been identified, the 200 families that Councilwoman talked about. I mean, she has worked very closely with those families through a partnership we have with School One to really be able to provide support to those families. And it's every ethnic group, every age group, and varying
Economic
degrees,
status,
economic
doesn't you have
status.
lawyers and judges and doctors and sanitation workers and council people who have children who are on the spectrum, so it has no bearing in terms of anything.
There's no one treatment then, is there?
No. Every treatment is individualized. One child may need one set of treatment, another child may need another set of treatment. Everything is very specialized and individualized. So it's not a magic drug or a magic cure. Some people say that when their child was vaccinated, that may cause it. So it's so many issues out there. It's just a big unknown.
The director, the science of vaccinations has been debunked, and then again, there's still people who believe that that may have
I
caused
know,
it.
and I mean, and as we're taping this show on April 22nd, and it's the beginning of immunization week for us
Right,
at City
that's
Hall, right? And so we're really pushing that
Which is
children
great.
need to be, vaccinated, and people can come and get vaccinated through our services, through our public health nurses.
Which is free.
But it's important that we realize that there's so many benefits to being vaccinated that outweigh the risk, and so we want people to really, not
I was
be
at one of those
scared
programs on Saturday.
Yeah,
Where there were 10 or 12 kids in
Right.
line waiting to get vaccinated.
absolutely, and we gave out bike helmets.
I saw that.
So that was really great. I mean, just making sure that people are aware as we go into summer and kids are out bike riding, that they're wearing their helmets and really being aware of safety concerns. And that's been a great partnership, again, with the county and Trinitas and the city of Elizabeth.
Well, Bill Melia from the Rotary comes on the show every so often during vaccination week because he's a polio victim from 50, 60 years ago, and he walks with Ada
Right, that's
Keynes,
right,
and he's an
yeah.
insurance broker in town.
Okay.
And one of his missions in life is to eradicate polio worldwide. And as we know, it
Wow.
exists in some spots in Pakistan and Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia and other
Right.
countries. It still does somewhat exist.
Right.
So.
It does.
Right.
I think in Africa, some
Yeah, in Africa, some
do
areas.
have- yeah.
But in this country, it's been largely eradicated due to vaccinations.
To vaccinations, yes. And so we're pushing that, and would not want people to be fearful of getting their child vaccinated. Obviously, become educated about what the risks are, but just know that the benefits far outweigh the risks.
So how else are we highlighting April as Autism Awareness Month?
Well, I mean, I think the big concern for us is really just wanting to, bring attention to the disorder, to let people know that, if you encounter families or children who have autism, they may present as different, but we need to be sensitive to that and have a respectful understanding of what the challenges are that they're facing. I know Councilwoman and I are hoping that next year we will be able to do even more, and that this will be a,
Just a
growing
start, right.
challenge that we're able to bring attention to and to really be able to provide as a city support to those families. So we're just really, grateful to you that you've been able to say that we're going to do this month in April. But we're looking to continue to do additional
something, yeah.
things. We're hoping that, we can get a group of kids together and take them on a baseball game, which you and I talked about, and Councilwoman and I have talked about, and so we're working on that. But just want to really be able to say, respect the individual challenge that the young people are going through, and let's be sensitive to that and supportive of it.
Well, now that the weather's getting warmer, we're moving into baseball season. I mean,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
always a possibility. We could at least take them to a game over at the Newark Bears or somewhere else.
Right. Right.
We're thinking about Mets.
We
You're
did-
thinking
we
about the
did-
Mets?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of people out there who probably are
the
big Met
Yankees.
fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there who say,
Okay.
why are
Oh,
you
so-
rooting for the Mets?
Okay, well, Yankees. Okay, I forgot. Okay.
So, it's just a matter of what team. Well, this has always been a hot blood of
Yes.
sports activity.
Yeah.
So I want to thank the both of you for taking the time to join us
Thank
on the
you.
show this evening. Talk about April as Autism Awareness Month, something we haven't done in the past, but it's a new initiative for us. And
Yes.
highlighting this this issue is extremely important to a lot of
Yeah.
families and as
Yes.
well as to a lot of people in
To our
Elizabeth.
community. And we thank you, man, for
Yeah. It's
opening
gonna be-
your doors
yeah.
for this event.
It's going to be great.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be
Looking
great.
forward to it.
Yeah.
So for Director Krishna Garlick of the Health and Human Services Department, Councilwoman Patricia Perkins-Auguste, as well as Christina Pineros of the Elizabeth High School art therapist, and Sarah Mustafa, it's great to be with you. We hope we'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.